What is going on? Thanks for coming back to watch this next video on how to buy a home, where we'll be breaking down the steps you need to take during the home buying process so you can be a more informed buyer. If you haven't watched the first episode, I'd go back and watch that so you can stay in order and know what we're talking about. But if you did watch the first one, you're in the right place. Stick around because today we are going to talk about a very important piece of the home buying process, and that is identifying the right home. Now, by this point, you should have identified the real estate agent you're going to work with, and you should have a pre-approval letter from a mortgage professional that will allow you to make offers when you find the right home. As I mentioned in the first episode, your real estate agent should feel like your trusted advisor throughout this process. They should be asking you questions to help you understand what the ideal home looks like for you. They should be assisting you in finding it. And additionally, they should be helping you create plans for your future so you're not just buying a home and then left to figure everything out afterwards. You have a plan in place for the next 4, 6, or however many years that you are going to be in this home. Aside from the basics, like how many beds and baths you want, the square footage of the home, and the general location you'd like to be in, a great agent should be helping you clarify some more detailed parts of your home search. And they're going to be asking you some more specific questions, like if you've given any thought to living in an HOA community. Would you be okay with that and paying the associated fees that come with living in an HOA? Have you given any thought to living with a home that has a septic tank? Are you okay with that? Do you understand how it works? An agent will explain those things, and you can decide from that point after gaining an understanding. Additionally, if you want to buy a home that's near a major road, have you given any thought to how that affects home values? Little things like that. Additionally, things like doing some work to the property. Do you want a move-in ready home that you don't have to lift a finger for? Are you okay doing cosmetic work? Do you want to take on a major renovation? Now, we all want to be Chip and Joanna Gaines from HGTV. However, gaining some clarity and really figuring out honestly what you are and are not willing to deal with will help you narrow things down on your home search and remove a lot of the gray area, saving you time and frustration. So once you have an idea of what the home should be like, you want to start thinking about some questions further out about your future plans. Are you planning to keep the home and rent it out after you're done living there? If so, you should probably have an idea of how easy or how difficult it might be to find a suitable tenant for the property. Additionally, if you plan on selling the home after a period of time, how long are you planning on taking? If you want to sell it, is it easy for homes in your area to resell? Some of these more further out questions are going to be very helpful when it comes to identifying the right property and not just planning for today, but planning for tomorrow, planning for the next 4 to 6 years or beyond. Because when you have a plan in place, it will help you make sure that the home you buy isn't just good for you right now, but is also good for your future. So now that you've discovered what your ideal home should be like, it's time for you to get out and start seeing properties in person with your agent. This is where things begin to feel real, because each time you see a home, you're potentially looking at your new home. Now, you are probably going to be feeling anxious and excited all at the same time, a mixture of emotions, but I want to let you in on a little secret. What if I told you that finding the perfect home at the right price is, in our market right now, the exception, not the rule? Now, this video is being filmed today is June 1st, 2020, and I hope that I can look back on this and things are different in a variety of good ways. However, for the time being, in our current market in southeastern Pennsylvania, it's 2020, like I said, we have been in what is called a seller's market for some time. And it's important that you understand what this means. So in a seller's market, there is less inventory available than there is demand for homes. Essentially what it means is there are more buyers looking to buy property than there are people looking to sell their property. So simple supply and demand shows that favorably right now, the terms are for the seller. Now, this again is a general rule. It isn't, written in stone. Not all deals are going to look like this. However, it's important for you to understand what kind of market you are getting into now, so your expectations are set properly when you actually go out to look for a home. If you're looking at this in years to come, things might be very different. But you can imagine if it's what's called a buyer's market, how things change, right? And that'll be a different conversation. But for the time being, again, it's June 1st, 2020, we are in a seller's market. So less listings than there are buyers looking for homes. Now, I say all of that for a reason. Because for many people, when they get started searching, they have a pretty general idea, and maybe if they've been working with a great agent, they have a more specific idea of what their ideal home looks like, and really what the home should be overall. However, what I've found is that most people, until they start getting into homes, they don't fully know everything they're looking for, and that's normal. It's okay. You're going to step into a home and realize you like A instead of B, or you might end up with a laundry list of do's and don'ts. That's all perfectly normal. The issue becomes when people have this long list of do's and don'ts and they can't find a home that fits all of their criteria, doesn't check off every single box. It ends up being a reason for them to not take action and to pass on homes that are potentially great for them. So when I'm working with my clients, I use what's called the 85% rule. The 85% rule is very simple, and it goes like this. If when you're looking at a home, you can identify a property that checks off 85% of the things you're looking for in a home, obviously some things are weighted more heavily than others, but if it can check off 85% of what you're looking for, it is a home to heavily consider writing an offer on. Typically, what I've found is that this remaining 15% that you aren't getting in the home can generally be attributed to something that is either very small or cosmetic that can be fixed with a little bit of DIY or hired elbow grease. And in the long run, it's usually not something you would notice once you're actually moved into the property. To be clear, you should love the home you buy. However, you don't want to let little things stop you from taking action. Use the 85% rule in your home search. At this point, you're out and seeing homes. This is step 2, identifying the right property. And by the end of this, you will have found 1 or 2, maybe even 3 homes that are great for you. However, this next step, step 3, is where the rubber meets the road. In the next video, we will be talking about writing an offer to purchase a home. So I hope you guys stay tuned and watch the next episode. As always, if you have any questions about what I went over, or if I didn't address something that you are interested in, you can always reach out to me. This is Noah Scott, Realtor at Vanguard Realty Alliance. Thanks so much for watching.